call on opinion leaders in the state to call on their wards, to talk to their children, that supporting smugglers is like supporting your enemy. Smugglers are enemies of states. Each time you support them against security agencies, especially customs, know that you are opening your doors to things that can compromise your security, your well-being, and your economy.
While speaking with members of the media as he takes them round some of the seized items, Comptroller Atta wonders why some Nigerians will undermine the nation's economy by patronizing foreign products, including rice, despite government's policies against such. A trend, he says, Nigerians can help in reversing.
Everybody around here should join us in this fight. We have a duty to protect the investment of our people. We have a duty to protect our people. Each time you buy these things, you are providing for the labor of the producing country. You are empowering these countries to have this money, pay their workers, and go ahead to produce more, because they know that we are there waiting to collect and consume. We must support our people. We must support those who have invested massively. Government, through Tanko Borrower Scheme, have supported rice farmers.
Comptroller Joseph Atta also shows his disappointment in actions of all smugglers and condemns such. Particularly, firms are smuggling in of cannabis sativa and other illicit, fake, and unregistered drugs, especially looking at their devastating negative consequences on security of the country, health and well-being of citizens, and even the nation's economy. He uses the medium to hand over the intercepted cannabis sativa to the Nigerian Drugs Law Enforcement Agency, NTA.
Yes.
Latest entrant, latest technology. Welcome to Intel 4G LTE Advanced and experience super fast internet access today. Visit intel.com.ng or any of our stores in Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt to get started. Intel. Live more.
A country endowed with abundant natural resources. One that recognizes that its core strength lies in its massive human capital and its huge population, the fulcrum of its enormous manpower reserve. This is a country that belongs to all Nigerians, irrespective of tribe, language, or religion. And that is why the federal character principle is central to Nigeria's unity, by ensuring balance, fairness, and equity in recruitment into the federal public service and the distribution of national resources. And that is the golden rule for those vested with the responsibility of enforcing that principle at the Federal Character Commission. The mandate is to be the ideal Nigeria, a nation that is fair to all Nigerians.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
You can watch NTA International live on your TV, computer, iPad, tablet and phone. Log on to visiontv.co.uk and click on Entertainment, then NTAI. You can also download the iOS or Android app on your mobile devices to watch NTA International on the go, anywhere in the world. NTA International, your window to the world.
To every politician, as the campaigns gain momentum and passions begin to rise, remember, the errors of your opponents do not make you a success. Do not run down your opponent and inflame passions to violence between and among your supporters. What counts is what you plan to do for the electorate and how you intend to relieve the sufferings and bring succor. Nigeria is in dire need of patriotic leaders at all levels, leaders who will make national development their priority. Concentrate on telling the electorate what you intend to do when you get into office. Focus on making your vision clear to the electorate. Don't engage in verbal abuses, fake news or speeches. Keep dealing with issues that will bring progress. You win the hearts and minds of the people by being above board, by being civil, patriotic, and showing empathy. Let's join hands to make the 2023 elections peaceful. A message from the National Orientation Agency.
Welcome to Africa, ancient civilization.
Nigeria taps into potential of waterways for economic growth.
There hasn't been a single reported case of piracy in Nigeria's exclusive economic zone.
2023 appropriations, Senate seeks more funding for Niger Delta.
Now, 10 billion naira repair last segment of East West Road that was broken by the law.
Ahead of 2023 general elections, political parties keep strategizing for victory. Hello and thank you for joining us on the network news on NTA. I'm Naja Atutijani. Michael Olaleye will be joining us from Lagos in the course of the bulletin. Remember that this broadcast is being streamed live on our website, nta.ng/live, and you can also follow all our social media handles displayed on the screen. Let's begin with the transportation sector, where the Minister of Transportation, Muazu Jaji Sambu, has announced a date for the commencement of the Abuja-Kaduna train service. The minister announced the date while fielding questions during the PMB scorecard of his ministry. Anthony Forson reports.
I want to address what I call an absurdity that is being bandied about by the opposition PDP.
Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed reacting to what he said is being bandied by the opposition PDP.
That the Buhari administration has nothing to campaign with in the run-up to the 2023 general elections. it is a cruel irony that the party that presided over the affairs of this great country in a time of plenty, but could not complete a single modern rail line, is the one accusing an administration that has completed at least 3 standard gauge rail lines of lacking achievement.
Pointing at some economic indices like the Naira exchange rate and inflation, he said PDP wouldn't have done better.
The opposition is quick to point to some economic indices like the Naira exchange rate and inflation. But the truth is that if they were the ones confronted with having to fight a once-in-a-century pandemic, 2 economic recessions, and low oil prices, Nigeria would have had no economy to even talk about.
In a well-documented scorecard of the Ministry of Transportation, the Minister, Muazu Jaji Sambu, chronicled what his ministry has done under the period in focus. As he said, President Muhammadu Buhari recognizes the role of transportation in socio-economic development. Hence, it was identified by the administration as a fourth in the 9 priority areas of focus. The minister began with maritime.
The ministry, in its versatile and intermodal mandate, has taken charge of the safety and security of the nation's international waters, inland waterways, and railway corridors in collaboration with a wide range of stakeholders. Now, it may interest distinguished ladies and gentlemen to know that the Gulf of Guinea is the most notorious region of the world as far as piracy is concerned. To tame that in Nigeria's exclusive economic zone, the ministry implemented the Deep Blue Project, otherwise known as the Integrated National Security and Waterways Protection Infrastructure.
The Deep Blue Sea project has air, land and sea assets. The passage of the anti-piracy bill brought a great relief to the maritime communities and other stakeholders in the Gulf of Guinea, West and Central Africa Maritime region.
The project is also aimed at enforcing maritime regulations to enhance the safety of lives at sea.
The development of inland waterways transportation was also identified as a viable alternative mode for supporting economic growth.
This administration has also taken inland waterways very seriously as an alternative, indeed a viable alternative mode of transportation. We all know that before now, the 3 modes of transportation have been road, air, and rail. In fact, rail only came to life under this administration.
Undoubtedly, transportation plays a critical role in the growth and sustainability of other areas, especially in wealth creation, improving access to agricultural production centers and markets. In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
Now that report centered primarily on the inland waterways. Now let's take a look at the Kaduna-Abuja rail service.
At the PMB Scorecard series, which featured the transportation sector, the minister was not oblivious of the question, when will the Kaduna-Abuja train service resume?
This month of November, we shall resume that service.
He equally explained why it took this long.
We will not resume this service until every Nigerian held in captivity was reunited with their families. God has made that possible. The security agencies in this country, under the able leadership and support of Mr. President, have made that possible.
With what is on ground, he assured that a sophisticated safety mechanism has been put in place to forestall any of such incidents anywhere in the country. In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has hosted the Christian Association of Nigeria's President Archbishop Daniel Oko, who was at the presidential villa on a courtesy visit. Speaking with State House correspondent Jide Onifade after a closed-door meeting, the CAN president said the visit preludes a planned visit to President Muhammadu Buhari anytime from now.
Of course, you know that CAN is an ecumenical movement, and we're still working towards Christian unity, and at the same time working towards engaging other sectors of Nigeria for the purpose of building a united and virile country.
The Archbishop was accompanied by Pastor Sheyi Malomo, chaplain of the Aso Villa Chapel. The Senate Committee on Niger Delta Affairs is seeking more allocations to the capital component of the Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs in the 2023 appropriations. This was made known when the Minister of Niger Delta, Umana Obong Umana, appeared before the Senate to defend the ministry's proposals. National Assembly correspondent Dayo Ogunshola reports.
3 months in the saddle as Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Umana Obong Umana is here to face the Senate with a projection into the ministry's proposals next year. In the 2023 budget proposals, the 10 billion capital component allocated to the ministry became a point of concerns.
Our plea to the committee is to please dispassionately look at this because as a minister who really wants to work.
Can 10 billion repair that segment of East West Road that was broken by the written law?
I would like to agree with my colleagues that the allocation of 10 billion of a project in the whole Ministry of Niger Delta, I think is very low.
Then, a position was taken by the committee.
The current aspect is returned, but the capital component completely rejected.
The committee further resolved on a need analysis by the ministry with stakeholders. From the National Assembly, Dayo Ogunshola, NTA News.
In 1981, a special intervention fund was established as a lifeline to address high-level natural and man-made emergencies. The House of Representatives is interested in knowing how the funds were disbursed and utilized by the concerned agencies. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that an investigation has opened in that regard.
The federal government, all states and local governments, as well as agencies like NEMA, NEDC, NALDA, and the National Agency for the Great Green Wall are the statutory beneficiaries, and every month they take a share from the Ecological Fund disbursed as the federal allocation meeting. The devastation of the recent flood disaster in 27 states has raised questions of accountability. This investigative hearing seeks answers to how exactly the funds were utilized over the years, going by near absence of infrastructure to contain the disaster.
The House mandated the committee to evaluate disbursement from the ecological funds and assess compliance with the objectives of the funds and our national laws.
Nigerian lives and properties are at stake. During our oversight functions in the past, the committee had provoked sentiments at different fora that all beneficiaries of ecological funds should always strive at managing the funds accruable to them.
The Office of the Accountant General of the Federation gave clarification on disbursements as some states claimed ignorance.
But the current ratio used now is 52.68% for federal government, 26.72% for state, and 20.60% for local government. It might interest you. Maybe for lack of knowledge, for example, that 0.72 for states, that 72 represent the ecological element of states.
Going forward after today's experience, states, if they really want to apply their resources to the purpose for this fund is made,
can come to federal government and copy the way they structure the ecological project office to be able to effectively handle ecological issues in the federal states.
The committee has invited heads of some federal government agencies to appear on Wednesday. Meanwhile, lawmakers from Rivers and Bayelsa states at the House of Representatives have urged MDAs in charge of providing relief and intervention in flood-affected states to ensure that victims across all locations are captured and assisted. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
Cooperate through a climate solidarity pact or perish in a collective suicide pact, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres warns as world leaders meet for COP27 in Egypt. Onenge Fineface reports that the Leaders' Summit will pave the way for negotiations during the climate conference.
Unprecedented floods ravaged states in Nigeria, compounding already difficult livelihood constraints for the likes of Uzaro John.
Almost 100,000 naira. We pay for tipper to carry out cross the river.
For her sake, the global community is in Egypt for the 27th Conference on Climate Change. It is a conference for implementation of all pledges, promises and commitments made in the past to check the excesses of climate change.
This is why I'm calling for a universal early warning system coverage within 5 years. And it is why I am asking that all governments tax the windfall profits of fossil fuel companies. Let's redirect that money to people struggling with rising food and energy prices and to countries suffering loss and damage caused by the climate crisis.
Common themes resonating at this summit of world leaders are those of climate finance and loss and damage, where developing countries insist that those in the developed world whose industrialization activities generated the greenhouse gases that are warming the planet to support the adaptation efforts of developing countries.
Although we contribute to the tune of less than 4% in terms of greenhouse gases, Africa is behind low carbon development. We're fighting for climate resilience. We think this has to be a goal so that we achieve carbon neutrality by a reasonable time frame.
When delegates rise from millions impacted by climate extreme would expect never again to suffer this tragedy. In Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, Onenge Fineface, NTA News.
This is the network news on NTA. Stay tuned for more reports after this timeout.
Welcome to the Airtel side of life, where you're covered in a variety of reliable ways. Get a router for just 10,000 naira with up to 240 gigabyte, or this MiFi for 7,500 naira with up to 150 gigabyte, or this for 5,000 naira with up to 125 gigabyte bonus data. More data, more you. Reliable home broadband by Airtel, the smartphone network.
How would it sound when you wake up one day and there is no country? Only chaos, confusion, bloodshed. No. We must stand for our nation. We must also stand for the armed forces. Our prayers, our validation of their efforts is what they need, which we must strive to give them as patriotic citizens. Together, we are stronger. One nation, one armed forces, one people, our Nigeria.
I dey look for pension fund administrator. Wait up, make sense, wait care for me. No be the time when story go enter the matter when it's time to deliver. Oh, no. If I be sure them no go stress you. Call them then they accessible. Customer care where they on point. No go regret when you try up cost. Profitable investment. Everything just a blend. Make you choose premium pension today. Make that switch to premium pension. Premium pension. Make that switch to premium pension.
Join over 700,000 satisfied members and enjoy the premium experience at our offices across the 36 states in Nigeria, including the FCT. Call 094615-700-704 to make the switch today. Premium pension. Active today, premium tomorrow.
They say nothing good comes easy, but with determination and sheer focus, Boa Foods finds new ways to put food on many plates. We produce competitively priced sugar, flour and pasta that are highly sought after by our corporate and trade partners. At Boa Foods, we remain committed to lead with purpose and make a difference by embracing the responsibility to meet Africa's growing food demand. We dare to lead, so can you. Boa Foods, nourishing lives.
The Zenith Better Life promo is back, and it's bigger and better. You could be one of 20 lucky customers to win 150,000 naira every 2 weeks from now till January 31st, 2023. To qualify, simply open a Zenith Bank account and maintain a minimum balance of 5,000 naira. For more information, visit www.zenithbank.com/betterlife. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
My son Aiden wants to be a great actor like you. How did I do? You did great. A couple of years ago is when his acting began.
Think you can play?
Yes.
Catch.
I take him to auditions and give him Trisco, our family favorite. With the right support, my boy is going to be a great actor. You got the role! Give your kids Trisco to support their big dream. Trisco, power your dream.
The Forum of Financial Intelligence Units, FIUs, of the GIABA member states is holding its first high-level summit with the theme, Impact of Violent Crimes and Terrorism Financing on Regional Security and Socio-Economic Development in West Africa. Under the distinguished chairmanship of Boss G. Mustafa, the opening ceremony is scheduled to take place as follows. Date 8 November 2022. Venue, State House Banquet Hall, Aso Villa, Abuja. Time, 10 a.m. prompt. Guest of honor, Professor Ibrahim Gambari. Keynote address to be delivered by the special guest of honor, Mr. Boss G. Mustafa, Secretary to the Government of the Federation. This event is strictly by invitation. For more information, please visit www.ffiu-gms.org. Announcer, Hafsat Abubakar Bakari, Executive Secretary, Forum of FIUs of the GIABA member states.
Stubborn dark marks? Try new Nivea Lumina 630. Visibly reduces up to 10 years of stubborn dark marks in just 4 weeks. New Nivea Lumina 630. Get even and luminous skin.
Thanks for staying tuned. The new dimension of combating security challenges through kinetic and non-kinetic operations is yielding desired results, says the Minister of Defense, Bashir Magashi, who made this known at the 2022 Annual Defense Advisors and Attachés Annual Conference in Abuja. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa reports.
These are Nigeria's defense advisors and attachés, serving in more than 90 different countries across the world. This annual conference therefore provides an avenue for the Defense Intelligence Agency to review strategic policies aimed at managing the nation's security threats.
All security agencies are encouraged to exploit avenues within their respective systems to come up with innovations of identifying and confronting the challenges facing us as a nation.
The smart approaches we have been employing are yielding positive outcomes. In the Northeast and Northwest, we have been recording a high degree of success in operations as well as satisfactory levels of peace and stability.
With the transborder nature of emerging security challenges, the conference is focusing on sustaining Nigeria's defense and security, the role of the defense attaché system.
As we all know, the terrorist group leverage on foreign affiliations to sustain their franchise. The need for international cooperation in countering the terror groups cannot be overemphasized. Defense attaché and advisors have done well to elicit this cooperation from their countries of accreditation and to deny the same support to our adversaries.
The project for the expansion of the DIA headquarters from 3 to 6 floor structure was also flagged off. From the Defense Intelligence Headquarters in Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
Away from defense, relief materials worth millions of naira have been distributed to flood-affected communities of Niger Delta Exploration and Production PLC, Dibabari Sedo Mamweki reports.
The impact of the flood in Niger Delta Exploration and Production Company host communities has left the locals devastated with their buildings and farmland submerged. In a bid to ameliorate the sufferings of the flood victims, Niger Delta Exploration and Production Company distributed relief materials to host communities, ranging from consumables to non-consumable items.
The company deemed it fit that at least in its own small way to be able to sympathize with the victims and also assist the traditional rulers, the local government who have been battling to help the people survive.
Receiving the relief materials on behalf of Ubasa Kingdom and other communities' representatives, His Royal Majesty Eze Felix Otuwarikbo thanked the company for their kind gesture and promised that it would be evenly distributed.
But this is one company that has come out very bold and make this robust contribution to mitigate the suffering of our people.
Today demonstrated that they are indeed a very responsible and responsive corporate organization.
On behalf of the Odwa local government, we are saying thank you for coming to this time of pain, for ensuring that we ameliorate our suffering.
Earlier, the company also extended their hands of fellowship to the flood victims of Emoha and the Kwere local government areas. It is expected that the relief materials will go a long way in cushioning the effects of the flood in host communities of Niger Delta Exploration and Production Company. In Port Harcourt, Dibabari Siedomaweke, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Salbus Oil and Gas Nigeria Limited has inaugurated 5 retail outlets in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, out of which 2 are mega stations. The Chief Operating Officer of the company, Abdullahi Abu Masanawa, says the move is to boost the downstream sector in line with the company's retail outlet extension drive. Kenneth Nanim reports.
Incorporated in 2003, the management of Salbas Oil and Gas Nigeria Limited is pointing to the inauguration of 5 retail outlets in the FCT, of which 2 are mega stations along Airport Road, Lube, and the Katambe area along Kubwa Expressway, as major feats achieved so far.
With about 1,200,000 liters capacity and 320,000 nozzles to dispense the product.
With 35 retail outlets nationwide, Salbas Oil and Gas Company is now well positioned to end the queues at filling stations to achieve customer satisfaction.
We have already made arrangements now to load about 50 trucks that are dedicated to supplies in Abuja. We have a storage capacity of about 45,000 liters each in Ogara and Wari. So we don't envisage any break in the supply.
Elisha is one of the numerous customers who took advantage of the availability of the product sold at government-regulated pump price of 175 naira per litre.
Their pump seems to be very accurate and it's quite impressive. The mode of conduct that they allow cars in is quite very genuine, very transparent. And the filling station is on both sides, so all the tanks are serving.
The company is confident that it will not be deterred by market forces to shortchange its customers.
We are a law-abiding company, so we sell 1 litre for 1 litre. By the grace of God, we will make sure that we maintain that status.
The Salbas Oil and Gas Nigeria Limited also is in the business of job creation and has over 800 trained staff strength, delivering quality service nationwide. Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
On the other hand, motorists are lamenting the presence of petrol queues in Abuja, which has persisted for weeks. They are worried about what they call the erratic nature of the downstream and the productive hours they waste in search of petrol, as well as its negative effect on the economy. Lydia Sampson reports.
There's queue everywhere, but if you go to other neighboring places, there is fuel everywhere, but the price is too high. There are some places they are selling 250, some places they are selling 230, but inside Abuja they are still selling normal price.
Daniel Suleiman's frustration resonates with all the motorists interviewed. They are confused about the fuel situation, which has refused to abate for weeks now and is still undermining their daily productivity and struggle for survival.
We are in this queue for a very long time. It's getting worse. Last week we were thinking it's getting better. We were thinking it's because of the local expressway. But the way things are going now, it's getting difficult for people to buy fuel. I don't know when it's going to be regulated about these issues.
Up to now, I didn't get my fuel, and I have a serious duty to perform.
While most petrol stations within the metropolis don't have products at the moment, the few that have products are overwhelmed with queues. But the ironic aspect of it all is that petrol holders, hitherto called black marketers, are all over the streets with products. And people have asked again and again, where are they getting their products from?
In the digital world, whoever sees it, maybe they should please, maybe just everybody has a phone and has a small, just put a camera. I urge the populace to do their own possible best to also help us in knowing those kind of bad acts.
A drive round Abuja reveals the petrol hawkers on the streets openly displaying various means in dispensing and selling their products in the cans. While many question the real reason for the current petrol hardship, others are wondering if petrol price has increased.
There are government controlled prices, which we have in Abuja at 175.
On whether there is no longer government intervention through subsidy, he says what is unfolding is the beginning of the end of deregulation. For now, Daniel Suleiman and other motorists are hoping for at least seamless product availability, irrespective of the price. As they say, getting from petrol station is always better and safer than getting from the black marketers who increase their selling price.
To judicial matters now. Judicial officers who will be adjudicating the 2023 post-election matters are in Abuja to prepare themselves for the task ahead. In the next 4 days, they will be brainstorming on how to ensure that all verdicts are in line with the law, as well as reducing conflicting judgments from the tribunals. Delia Tumbi of our Judiciary Desk reports that justices of the Court of Appeal are also attending a capacity-building workshop to enhance the performance of the court in various divisions across the country.
307 judicial officers are the ones to be empaneled as members of the National Assembly, House of Assembly and Governorship Election Petition Tribunals for the 2023 general election. Section 285 subsections 1 and 2 provide for the establishment of the tribunals to determine the validity or otherwise of the elections of candidates for the offices in the National Assembly, House of Assembly and Governor of any state. These tribunals served as trial court and their decisions are subject to appeal. Administering the oath of office on the judicial officers, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Oluka Odiaruwola, urged them to be upright in all their decisions. Both the Chief Justice of Nigeria and the President of the Court of Appeal charged the judicial officers to protect the integrity of the judiciary in all their decisions as they uphold the truth and dispense justice accordingly.
I can confidently tell you that this is a weighty undertaking you have just signed before the Almighty God. I am saying this because as the Chief Justice of Nigeria, I will not condone any act of recklessness, abuse of power, and public trust. This is a rare privilege, and your lordships must give a good account of yourselves.
You must resist all and any form of pressure and influence, as well as gratification that may come your way.
To aid their assignment, the Court of Appeal produced a Judicial Electoral Manual 2022 containing decided cases on electoral matters. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu appealed to the judiciary to assist the country in deepening constitutional democracy.
The new Electoral Act confers exclusive jurisdiction
to hear pre-election cases on the Federal High Court with regard to candidate nomination in order to reduce forum shopping by litigants, abuse of court process, and reduction in the spate of conflicting judgments by courts of coordinate jurisdiction.
Justices of the Court of Appeal are also in Abuja for their capacity building workshop. The Court of Appeal under the Nigerian law is the court of first instance regarding any question arising from the conduct of presidential election. In Abuja, Dele Atumbi, NTA News.
From Abuja, we'll now head to Lagos, where Michael is standing by with more reports. Head to Lagos, where Michael is standing by with
Africa are in Lagos for a week-long arts and culture festival. Abdullahi Muhammad reports that rehearsals have already taken center stage.
The drums do the talk, dance and drama, a depiction of the diverse culture of the continent of Africa. All in one of the sets and performance stages of the 35th Festival of Culture, a co-festival. It all started here in Lagos when the Civil War ended with no winner, no vanquish. And it's back again to the same city, with culture as a tool for peaceful coexistence.
Now, you cannot be talking of coexistence when the people don't interact, when the people don't meet. So that's why NAFES is a platform for everybody to meet and interact and put things together in the right perspective. And that is why we're having NAFES to integrate and bring our people together, appreciate and understand each other.
The Ayo Masquerade are Telugu dances, Koroso and parades of Africa's beautiful fabrics will all have a chance on the stage as the festival lasts. But the rehearsals for the big event starts now, and Oshushu takes center stage.
We talks about how united we were then. Then I'm present now that there are a lot of hypocrisy, lot of nepotism, all these problems, Boko Haram, insurgencies, and the bandits. Some people are behind all these people, and they are doing it to sabotage the good government of Mr. President.
Rehearsals on the stage in preparation for the grand performance that is supposed to take place on this stage tonight. From the National Institute of Sport in Surulere, Abdullah Muhammad continues.
The much anticipated Black Panther sequel, Wakanda Forever, an American superhero film produced by Marvel Studios, was premiered for the first time in Lagos, Nigeria, with a cast and crew present. Amaka Owo reports that the movie projects African cultural heritage.
Black Panther Wakanda Forever hits theaters soon. Cast and crew were in Nigeria for the first time to kick off continent-wide movie talent tour. This is the first time a Marvel movie is premiering locally with a large group of talents, filmmakers and press on hand for the black carpet rollout.
It's really beautiful to be able to draw on some ancestral knowledge to create characters.
We've never seen ourselves represented in this way before, and it's about time that we see it and we embrace it and we love it.
The pride that I saw Black people across the world, not just here, have, and even people who weren't Black, just connected to it so richly. That to me is it's everything.
The composer of the soundtrack, he's a great composer, and he really allowed us to bring in new artists, bring in new producers to collaborate with him and bring the sound of the movie into the real world.
The stories from here need to be part of Hollywood, and I think that the audience is there for them.
I think it just helps to further bring attention to Nigeria and what we're doing here on the continent. And it's a moment of pride.
Who knows where we can go from here? Maybe part 3 will be shot in Nigeria.
Wakanda Forever bridges the gap between the global film industries and the Nigerian ecosystem to project the vast cultural and material resources of the African continent. In Lagos, Amaka O, NTA News.
The news will continue after this break. Please stay.
Welcome to the Glow Festival of Joy. It's a celebration like no other, with prizes like no other. 20 new houses to be won, 24 brand new cars, 200 sewing machines, 100 generators, 1,000 rechargeable fans. It's Spring Giddy Got prizes this season in the Glow Festival of Joy promo. Dial *611# to enter and grab your share of prizes in this celebration of a lifetime. It can only be Glow. Glow Festival of Joy promo. Dial *611# now.
Director Dr. Mohammed Usman of the Polytechnic Bali, Taraba State, is inviting the public to the maiden combined convocation ceremony and award of higher national diplomas, certificates, and presentation of prizes for 2012, 2013 to 2021-2022 academic sessions of the Polytechnic. Convocation lecture date Wednesday, 9th of November 2022. Chairman pre-convocation lecture Professor Aliu Mamman, Rector Federal Polytechnic Daura, Katsina State. Guest lecturer Professor Shaibu Mohammed Musa, Abubakar Tafa Balewa University, Bauchi. Topic: Technical Education, a panacea for socio-economic development for Nigeria. Convocation ceremony date Thursday, 10th of November 2022. Venue: permanent site Polytechnic Bali, Taraba State. Time 10 a.m. Special guest of honor His Excellency Architect Darius Dixon Ishaku, Executive Governor, Taraba State. Chief host Architect Balasani Kangiwa, Chairman Governing Council, the Polytechnic Bali. Host Dr. Mohammed Usman, Rector, the Polytechnic Bali. Announcer Alhaji Siraju Isa El Yakub, Registrar.
Information passed down for generation.
What's that? Look! Do you even know how it was produced?
Madam, we know things are hard. But it is our people that say health is wealth. Don't compromise on quality.
Chidi!
Oh, I know there's a reason why we are afraid.
Use power oil. It is triple filtered. It contains omega-6 and omega-9. It's fortified with vitamin A. Plus, it comes in different packs and sizes, so you can afford it without breaking the bank.
My people know the importance of making the right choice.
Oil. Brookville Hotel and Suites. We are poised to ensuring your happiness and comfort. At Brookville Hotel and Suites, we are hospitable and value our customers. Our cuisines are healthy and tasty. We have a secured environment and we give your event a top-notch touch. Brookville Hotel and Suites has an array of rooms and conference halls that gives you the desired variety. Access our swimming pool and gym where professionalism is at its peak. Visit us today at Plot 553, Cadastral Zone, Gadua District, opposite Lukogoma Junction, Abuja, FCT.
All is now set for the second edition of The Candidates, a presidential town hall series featuring candidates of political parties. The Candidate, which is an original Daria Media concept, supported by the MacArthur Foundation, NTA and YouTube, will be launched on the 17th of November 2022 and will be live on NTA, FRCN, Radio Now, DSTV, YouTube, Facebook and more. The 2-hour live televised town hall meeting series of the presidential and vice presidential candidates will feature the 6 leading political parties which were selected using a combination of editorial judgment, aggregated polls by the Center for Democracy and Development, occupation of elective offices and presence across the country. The candidates' presidential town hall will start with Prince Adewale Adebayo and running mate Yusuf Buhari of the Social Democratic Party. Omoyele Stephen Shawore and running mate Haruna Garba Magashi of the African Action Congress Party will be on the 18th of November 2022. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso and running mate Isaac Idahosa of the New Nigeria People's Party will be on 19th November 2022. Peter Obi and running mate Yusuf Detti Baba Ahmed of the Labour Party on 21st November 2022. Atiku Abubakar and running mate Ifeanyi Okowa of the People's Democratic Party 22nd November 2022. While Bola Ahmed Tinubu and running mate Shatima Kashim of the All Progressives Congress Party will feature on the 23rd of November 2022. Gadriya Ahmed, who has been moderating presidential debates and town halls since the 2011 elections, will moderate each town hall of the candidates this year as well. An audience of 100 people for each town hall, including CSOs and the diplomatic corps, will be participating to provide an opportunity for Nigerians to hear directly from the candidates and to ask them questions on governance and nation building. Meanwhile, the All Progressives Congress presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu says his target is to build on foundations laid by the present administration in the area of agriculture by revamping all cultivable arable land across the country from 35 to 65% if given the mandate. This indication was made known at a town hall meeting with Northern Agro-Commodity Groups in Minna, with a promise to secure Nigeria with food sufficiency. Fatima Aliu reports.
Niger is one of the states in the country with great potential of agricultural production due to the gifts of arable land suitable for cultivation of varieties of crops capable of meeting the country's demand in food security. Sadly, the Nigerian communities in the states have over the years come under terrorist attacks which have negatively affected agriculture and investments in the sector. The meeting of Bola Shetima with agro-commodity groups in northern Nigeria, which attracted people of vested interests across the country, is that of renewed hope and commitment to revamp the sector.
Help is here. Prosperity is with the farmers. Be reassured as farmers that you will have the necessary protection in the market. That is why we promise you that commodity exchange will start immediately you elect me the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria.
The singular fact that the Tinubu government is planning to focus on agriculture as the major driver of Nigerian economic rejuvenation is a promising move that the leadership of Tinubu should...
What you produce, and you can't add value to what you produce, you won't maximize the benefit of what you have produced.
Heads of various agricultural associations took turns to pledge their allegiance to the candidature of the APC presidential standard bearer and his running mate come 2023 general elections. Governors on the entourage of the APC presidential candidates include that of Plateau, Kebbi and Jigawa. In Minna, Fatima Aliu, NTA News.
The African Democratic Congress presidential candidate Dumebi Kachuku has kicked off his campaign in Abuja with a promise to turn the fortunes of the nation around for good. Linda Okori Igwe reports.
Expressing his readiness to work and lead his party to victory in the 2023 presidential elections, Kachukwu says running for the highest office in the land is not a decision he made on the spur of the moment, but one that has been defined by the very essence of his life.
I will do everything to engineer or activate or reignite our economy. We must rescue Nigeria. A rescue mission is not the mission of one hero. We must all be heroes in our personal spaces. So the aggregation of all our efforts will deliver our country. I will be the president who is comfortable telling the Nigerian people on a daily basis that he loves them.
He challenges the citizens to define their common character as Nigerians and constitute a new nation.
The sanctity and dignity of life will be restored under my watch. We must not let our basic decency as human beings be eroded. Our precious women will join us on the table of equality. Under my presidency, this office will serve and protect the Nigerian people.
Kachukwu plans to hold town hall meetings across the nation as he advocates peace, unity in the country, irrespective of religious or geographical differences. In Abuja, Linda Okori Igwe, NTA News.
IMF Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva says the price of carbon needs to average, well, outside of our business desk to tell us more. Over to you, Musa.
Thank you, Najat. Globally, by the end of the decade for global climate goals to succeed, the head of the International Monetary Fund told Reuters, speaking on the sidelines of the COP27 in Egypt, the IMF boss said the pace of change in the real economy was still way too slow, explaining that unless the world price carbon predictably on a trajectory that gets it at least to $75 average price per ton of carbon in 2030, it simply don't create the incentive for businesses and consumers to shift. While some regions such as the European Union already price carbon at above that level, the EU's benchmark price is around 76 euros a ton. Other regions such as the US state of California see carbon allowances selling for just under $30 per ton, while some have no price at all. Georgieva said there were different routes a country could take. Oil prices edged lower on Monday, pairing gains after rising to more than 2 months high on mixed signal over strict COVID-19 restrictions in China. The world's top crude importer, Reuters reports that Brent crude futures were down 36 cents to $98.21 a barrel earlier in the session. They rose to a session high of $99.56 a barrel, the highest since August 31st. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude dropped 36 cents to $92.25. The capital market is a positive start for the equities market this Monday. The all-share index inched up slightly higher than the previous trading session to close at 44,269.43 basis point as investors exchanged 103.26 million securities valued at 2.13 billion naira in 3,206 deals. Equity capitalization appreciated to 24.1 trillion naira. Zenith Bank and Guarantee Trust Holding Company were among the top traders for the day. Now the news continues after the break.
Third edition of the PMB Administration Scorecard Series will feature the Honorable Minister of Aviation, Senator Hadi Sirika. Date, Thursday, November 10, 2022. Time, 11 a.m. Venue, National Press Center, Radio House, Abuja. The event will be covered live on NTA, FRCN, and VON, and will be streamed live on the social media handles of the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture. Announcer, Mrs. Lydia Shehu Jafia, MNI, Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Our new toothpaste, Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection.
Why are we changing our toothpaste?
Because with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, I can be sure your teeth are cavity free.
When you brush daily with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection,
Its expert formula locks natural calcium in our teeth and helps protect them from cavity. Colgate is the world's most chosen toothpaste.
Colgate locks calcium in.
Every healthy family needs the right amount of energy to start their day, but sourcing for breakfast's splendid blend of nutritious multigrains? Big wahala. With the new Kellogg's Gold Grain cereal, you don't have to go through all of that. So now, your mornings can look like this.
Go, 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 Gold Grain, love the goodness of its multigrain. With protein and creamy tasty Kellogg's Gold Grains.
With vitamins and minerals in Kellogg's Gold Grains.
Go, go, Gold Grains, love the goodness of its multigrain.
Kellogg's Gold Grain is a breakfast cereal fortified with vitamins and minerals from the goodness of multigrains like maize, guinea corn, rice, and soya. Kellogg's Gold Grain.
One important thing can increase your chance of success. Confidence.
Confidence. Where do I find that, Jose?
First rule, you need a goal.
I don't play soccer.
Not that kind of goal. What do you want from life?
Success.
Mate, next, you need a strategy.
I got you. Like a game plan.
Put in the work and stick to it, and you will have the financial confidence to achieve anything.
They don't put spices inside food because of the aroma and the better way they do for body. But una need plenty space to keep all your spices if you want to enjoy the better inside there. Now, Mr. Chef Mixed Spices Seasoning Cube don't land with all your rich spices where you love inside one cube. Mr. Chef Mixed Spices Seasoning Cube. Spice mix where they perfect exactly the way you like them. They available for seasoning cubes and powder. Try them today.
This blessing be yours forever to keep a calm and peaceful sleep.
Removes mosquitoes so you can sleep a calm and peaceful sleep. Good night, Electric.
Looking fresh for your date? Get even fresher with Close Up. New Close Up Triple Fresh formula. It cleans deeply, fights 99% of bacteria, and cools intensely. Keeping you protected and fresh.
Protected and fresh. Let's take a picture. Protected and fresh.
Still fresh, still protected.
Feeling cool and protected.
All day confidence to get close. New Close Up Triple Fresh formula.
Bye, Mom.
He's going to play in this weather. Why did you let him go? He might fall ill. And if he doesn't go out for practice, how will he win more trophies? To protect our family from illness-causing germs during the rainy season, we use Dettol soap every day.
Dettol with Germ Defense gives you protection. Rainy season brings a lot of germs, and Dettol soap's Germ Defense protects you from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Dettol soap is endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association. Be Dettol Show.
When times are tough, we know that as a mother, one thing you should never compromise on is your family's oral health, because they deserve the best. Oral-B all-round protection. It's great value. It protects your mouth from harmful bacteria and also protects you against tooth holes and gum problems which can lead to tooth loss. It strengthens your family's teeth and gives them all-round protection. So remember, protect their future. Oral-B for healthier, stronger teeth in just 1 week.
Let's now join our sports desk.
Nigeria Archery Federation, Mohammed Abdullahi has emerged Vice President of the Africa Archery Federation after the elections held in Pretoria, South Africa. Abdullahi defeated his opponent from Cote d'Ivoire by 18 votes to 3, making history as the first Nigerian to occupy the position, as well as President of West and Central African Federations.
This is bringing together all Africans of different color, of different culture, of different tradition, and I wish we keep this spirit on and ensure that Africa takes the center stage in the world of achievement.
Meanwhile, Team Nigeria is already on the podium in both individual and team events at the ongoing 12th African Archery Championship in Pretoria. In football, Rivers United Football Club of Port Harcourt arrived Benghazi, Libya, Monday ahead of Wednesday's CAF Confederation Cup additional playoff round second leg match against El Nasri Benghazi. The Stanley Eguma tutored side who go into the fixture with a 5-0 advantage will seek to earn a spot in the group stage with a favorable result. Wednesday's match will kick off at 9 p.m. Nigerian time at the 10,500 capacity Benina Mata Stadium in Benghazi. Now, the UEFA Champions League gets to reach round of 16 following the draws in Nyon, Switzerland, Monday. Manchester City are pitted against RB Leipzig. Liverpool face defending champions Real Madrid. Chelsea battle Borussia Dortmund, while Paris Saint-Germain take on Bayern Munich. The first legs will hold between February 14 and 15 and 21 and 22, 2023, while the second legs are built for March 7 and 8 and 14 and 15, 2023. And in the Europa League knockout round playoffs, Barcelona of Spain are up against Manchester United. Juventus face Nantes of France. Ajax are pitted against Union Berlin of Germany, while Salzburg meet Roma of Italy. The first and second legs are slated for February 16 and 23, 2023. That's Sports Update. I am Kenan Ima Aborike, NTA News.
Sports Update concludes the news on NTA. Thanks for watching. Remember to keep standing with NTA against rape and rapists.
NTA, you can't beat the rich.
This is the network service of the NTA.
The Nigerian Television Authority NTA, in collaboration with Havel Corporate Concept, presents Beyond the Debate, a series for all the 18 presidential candidates in the 2023 general elections to present their manifestos and visions to the Nigerian public as a social contract. Beyond the Debate will broadcast live on the network service of the NTA and stream on YouTube and other social media platforms beginning from 10th November 2022. The publicly signed manifestos by the candidates will be uploaded on this portal, www.summitofpoliticalparties.org. For further inquiries, please contact Dr. Badanga 08033173488. Hawan 08033121022.
To every politician, as the campaigns gain momentum and passions begin to rise, remember, the errors of your opponents do not make you a success. Do not run down your opponent and inflame passions to violence between and among your supporters. What counts is what you plan to do for the electorate and how you intend to relieve the sufferings and bring succor. Nigeria is in dire need of patriotic leaders at all levels, leaders who will make national development their priority. Concentrate on telling the electorate what you intend to do when you get into office. Focus on making your vision clear to the electorate. Don't engage in verbal abuses, fake news or speeches. Keep dealing with issues that will bring progress. You win the hearts and minds of the people by being above board, by being civil, patriotic, and showing empathy. Let's join hands to make the 2023 elections peaceful. A message from the National Orientation Agency.
Operation Wild Punch covers Kaduna and Niger State. The operation was recently reorganized to also cover the critical Abuja-Kaduna Expressway, which had a defunct standby alone operation codename Operation Thunder Strike. Additionally, as part of the Operation Wild Punch, a subsidiary operation codename Operation Forest Sanity has also been launched to flush out the terrorists from the forest that straddle Kaduna and Niger states. These efforts were geared towards flushing out criminal elements from the Kaduna-Abuja Expressway and its environment. I am pleased to inform that Kaduna Expressway has been secured through a combined efforts of the armed forces, the police, and other security agencies.
This message is brought to you from the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Dialogue, empathy, love, and unity. These are vital components of nation building.
For all to be well, we appeal that we should refrain from volatile, provocative, inciting messages and language.
Let's build and not destroy.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك.
Much as commission has made the necessary